Panik winning the draw back early. Minnesota looking to find a way. All they need is 1 point tonight to clinch a playoff spot. They've had a chance before and have fallen short. Can they find an answer here tonight against Toronto? Blair Turmel on the far side lets the shot go. An early save for Maddie Rooney. Stackline will pick it up for Minnesota, leaving away with 16 penalty minutes on the season for Minnesota as that puck goes deep into Toronto zone.
Well, you saw a quick breakout right away, and they were able to create speed through the neutral zone, play off the rush. Toronto's also a team that will look to dump the puck in and recover it.
Kenzie Lone with you alongside Cheryl Pounder, Reagan Subban rinkside here tonight.
And it's always about getting a quick start and making sure that you're touching the puck early in the game and creating some space. Turnbull there, a little bit of reverse, and you can see that the play is up the boards and picking up speed as Natalie Spooner, she goes east-west to make sure that they can gain entry. You can see you got a mid-lane drive there. That's exactly what you want. You want to push back the coverage and put your opponent on their toes right away.
Heisey looking to pick this puck up on the near side boards. Heisey driving, lets the shot go, and Campbell having to stay down tall here in the opening 40 seconds.
Well, hopefully this is a precursor for the game here. Kenzie Lalonde and entering with speed, and that's exactly it. And off the offside, Taylor Heisey, a right-handed shot, trying to get to the middle of the ice with that forehand facing the inside. Quick release shot on Kristen Campbell, who holds on.
So Minnesota on a 3-game skid. They have never lost 4 games in a row, and right now it is do or die time. Playoffs right around the corner. Channel looking to feed it up near side board. She'll pull it back, looking for Kosova. Olivia Knowles will jump down and assist on her regular season play so far. The Campbell River BC native heads back to the blue line as Willoughby jumps down. Caitlin Willoughby has been in that 13th forward position for a few weeks now. Elevated into a line here. Knowles trying to chip it down deep in the zone. On the far side, Minnesota looking to chip this puck to center, glove down. For the international break on a 5-game win streak. They were in that first spot in the regular season in the standings, but it's been a different story in April, working down below the goal line. Brittany Fleming seeing if she could pull the puck out. Comfer feeding it right back down. Flaherty moving into space. Fleming comes out with it. Stopped up by Jessie Comfer as that puck gets Fia Cunnin along the blue line.
Well, you see how quickly that Fleming was in to be able to support that puck, and getting out of your own zone, you got to make sure that you are in a second layer.
Coming into this game, Minnesota has allowed the least goals against, 45 on their season so far. Toronto, the other end of that, put up 60 goals for so far this year, as both teams look to solidify more of their postseason. Toronto looking to finish first, allowing them the option of who they want to face in the semifinal. Lee Steckline keeps the puck at center, looks to chip it in the zone. Flanagan chasing after it as Grace Zumwinkle has just been dynamite for Minnesota all year long. Feeds it off for Kendall Coyne-Schofield. Coyne-Schofield down low, picking up speed, looking up for Channel. Zumwinkle steps in for help. Back down low, Panik trying to win this board batter. Ellie Panik, another reliable veteran who can drive pace and really set the tone here for Minnesota. Channel off the backboards, fast will skate after it, leaving it for Miller. To the point, Jakes walks the line. Sophie Jakes holding, lets the wrist shot go. Campbell looking for the rebound in front. A chance for Minnesota as Kelly Panik settles the puck and pulls it to the point. Channel, Jakes, another wrist shot, gets blocked by Anna Miller.
Well, you can see the pressure of that top line with Coyne-Schofield, Panik, and Zumwinkle, and Sophie Jakes manipulating the blue line, but it all comes from the pressure on the hunt, and you turn it over and you wind up with sustained pressure.
Another chance for Jakes, lets that high wrist shot go. Last meeting against Toronto, Sophie Jakes 2 goals, and her 2 goals on the season so far at that.
Well, you know that she can certainly provide offense. The NCAA Patty Kazmaier Award winner with Ohio State Buckeyes certainly can put up her numbers.
Drafted by Boston in the trade with Susanna Tapany. Saw that transition to Minnesota and Boston. And Jakes really complimenting the blue line for Minnesota. Brittany Howard rounding up Sarah Nurse and Emma Maltese line here as that puck gets back to the point. Another shot tipped in front, and they score! Michaela Cargo with a tip in front, and Minnesota has opened the scoring.
Well, this call comes off of hunting and hounding the puck in and on the forecheck below the goal line, and you force your opponent into a vulnerable spot. You can see on the hunt right here, a little bit of a stick lift and takeaway by Heisey, and she holds that puck, holds it, draws it to her, creates that diagonal pass to the net. And you can see the presence of Kava, who is through that inner slot. It's always about timing. I say redirects are always about getting there at the right time, making sure the stick and hands are able to make contact with the puck, and she does a beautiful job of it. Now her 5th goal of the season. She's been on a heater, played over 20 minutes last game against Boston.
From Thunder Bay to Minnesota Duluth, the Toronto 6, and now PWHL Minnesota. Michaela Kava continues to have eyes on her. She has opened the scoring in this nail-biter of a game here Wednesday night against Toronto. Toronto's actually opened the scoring to their last 3 meetings. So a strong start for Minnesota as they just need 1 point here tonight to clinch a playoff spot. They'll be sitting 3rd in the standings. Minnesota sends it in deep. Oriana Rougeau picks it up. An assist on her season so far. Looking for Willoughby, but it will go the distance.
Well, it's about playing with urgency, and Ken Klee spoke to us about that and how his team needed to play a 60-minute game. And yeah, you can talk about it being cliche, but coming from him when he loses the game with 3 seconds remaining in his last one, he's really going to appreciate the start of his team this period. Again, that puck going low to high on a diagonal, and sometimes it's really difficult when it is on that diagonal. You can see that shot coming in nicely from Flaherty, who has now 5 helpers on her season.
Michaela Kava, 5 goals on her season. Minnesota now sitting comfortably. Toronto with the turnover. Willoughby drops it back. Rougeau takes a look up ice, connects with Vasco on the outside. She'll flip it down. Stack line will glove it.
Well, and that's a really nice stick by DeGeorge through neutral zone. You squeeze and you force your opponent to dump it in.
Shepard is on the outside. 3 assists on her season. Back to the point. Near side. Step line. Waits. Lets it go. And Campbell will make the save. Campbell comes into this game with 3 shutouts, the most in the PWHL.
She played last game as well over New York. 31 of 33 in that victory. 6-2. Very convincing win for Toronto, where Sarah Nurse had her hattie.
We think her, Emirates Mashmeyer with Ottawa, carrying the bulk of the goaltending on the season as Victoria Bach looks up ice. She's got Rebecca Leslie with her. Bach drives out wide, pulling it back on the backhand, feeds it across. Maddie Rooney will play it to the corner. Meanwhile, you'll get a team like Minnesota really sharing that tandemship with Nicole Hensley, Maddie Rooney, 2 longtime national teammates together.
And you see how tight Jocelyn LaRock was to Grace Zumwinkle in the neutral zone. Zumwinkle, a power forward who's a linear player, and she will drive the paint if you give her the space.
Offside will be the call as Natalie Spooner was just gaining momentum. But again, so much chances for both teams as Flanagan walks in, looking for a tip in front from Malte. Howard on the outside, trying to finish the play. Flanagan pulls it back, waiting for options, lets the wrist shot go. And Coach Troy Ryan speaking so highly of Callie Flanagan's shot from the blue line as she let that wrister go. Knowles to Rougeau, quick up for Howard. She'll let that go deep in the zone and go for a change.
Well, you mentioned Flanagan, and in 2017, she won the World Championship. She won that gold medal, and 2018 Olympic gold as well. She can manipulate a blue line.
Cut in on the outside, a high shot, need to go up, save by Campbell, and now in the hands of Toronto. Caitlin Willoughby looking up ice. Continues to get elevated minutes as the season goes on from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan.
Kind of with a really nice play there. She gets a shot on net, but she backtracks through the middle of the ice, creates a turnover, and now is even at her blue line.
Connors on the outside, sends it in front. Rooney plays it to the far side. Fleming will pick it up. Now chipped ahead. Will rock. Finding Maggie Connors. Out to center. Connors looking to split the deal and finish the play. A great poke check by Rooney. Down to the point. LaRock lets the slap shot go. Vasco hoping for a tip. Minnesota stretching the zone. Channel spinning back. Jakes trying to become a passing option as that rolls to the far side.
Well, Channel's taking it back because she wants support. She wants to be able to get an exit with that second layer, maybe a 3-4 foot pop play. But sometimes you bring the pressure back and you don't want to bring the forecheck of Toronto on you.
They've been on a great streak so far, Toronto. They've been on the road the last 6 weeks. So first game back here inside Mattamy Athletic Center for quite some time. Leslie chipping ahead, Bach. Nice sticking play on the way here. We're going to get our first look at special teams. Delayed penalty against Minnesota. It's going to be a high stick as it clipped Rebecca Leslie up high. She's looking to make a play in front as Victoria Bach driving that far side. Bach in front. Leslie! And it will get blocked. got 8 power play goals for. Natalie Spooner has 5 of them. So definitely one to watch if you're Minnesota. Miller up high for fast. She'll weigh her options, run a fast. Down low, Malte taking a look on the half boards. Far side pass, looking to feather it through to Hannah Miller.
Well, you see Toronto in a 1-3-1 set. They got Nurse in the bumper position, and that's just some hand-eye coordination by their captain, Kendall Coyne-Schofield, to knock it down and get it down.
This power play brought to you by Royale Tiger Towel. Power through tough messes. As Fast has full control, out for Spooner. Out looking for Nurse this time at center.
That's a great play by Bookbinder right there to take the stick.
Spooner to Fast. Nurse now, top of the circles. To keep this goal streak alive. Coming off a hat trick. Sarah Nurse drops it in behind. Malte, winger options. Up high for Fast. Malte, Miller trying to find soft ice. In front, Hannah Miller, and she scores! You set her up and she'll find a way. Hannah Miller on the power play. We're all tied up at 1.
Well, this is just a beautiful sequence down low. You see the switch there. Sarah Nurse is now down low below the goal line. Look how Natalie Spooner pops herself high, and when she does that, everyone creeps towards Natalie Spooner, acting as a decoy. You can see Emma Malday activate down on that weak side post, but because everyone sees Natalie Spooner in that high spot, they move forward, and guess what that does? That opens up the lane to be able to make that pass back door. Hannah Miller with a beaut.
How about that? Hannah Miller, her 7th of the season. First power play marker for her. So a great response from Toronto, finding their way on the power play, something that's a thorn on their side here, the later half of the regular season. Miller now trying to fight off Heisey. She looks up ice, connects with Blair Turnbull. They check away Jakes with a great stick. Keeps this puck at center. Sova battling hard. Puck rolls back for Heisey. Now down low, looking for an option. Channel will send it the distance. Miller, Spooner, Nurse, certainly players to keep your eye on when you're taking on Toronto. Campbell comes out to play the puck. She'll weigh her options. Is Cunnin not far behind. Comfer taking a look up ice. Michael's in a hands via Cunnin, spins this puck around. 2 goals and assists on her regular season so far. Traffic in front of Toronto's bench. Comfer playing physical. Dawson Mallock. Now finding Comfer. Willoughby letting it roll to the far side. Cars chasing after it.
Well, that was nice positioning by Comfer to come through the middle to be able to collect that puck, because there was 2 applying pressure below the goal line, trying to really take away any space of Renata Faster, Dawson Mallock.
Toronto leads the series 2-1. They've taken the last 2 beatings against Minnesota. Back on January 10th, when Minnesota beat Toronto, it was a 3-1 victory. Kendall Coyne-Schofield actually picked up her first PWHL goal in that game. Leslie on the outside, trying to beat wide. Bookbinder chasing after it. She'll get the greater distance.
Well, Bookbinder's made some nice plays, whether it's just taking away this stick, making sure that she's in good position, using that frame to be tough on the puck.
Down low, Leslie taking a look, trying to find Vasco at center. Glove down by Knowles. Great extra effort by the young defender. Shepard's on the outside for Minnesota. Feed it up high. Toronto was able to get a change. DeGeorge will go for a change. As Panic works hard down low for Minnesota.
Well, you'll notice that was a cross-corner dump as well. Just recognize that Panic had changed, so she was really hightailing it to be able to retrieve that puck. It's a smart play on that dump in. If you go to the same corner, there's no way Panic is able to turn it over.
Sarah Nurse picking up the assist on Miller's power play goal. Now she's at 11 helpers on her season. Flanagan up for Spooner. Here comes Natalie Spooner, the lead goal scorer on the outside. Pushed off. Great body by Melissa Channel. Zumwinkle feeding it ahead. Here comes Coyne-Schofield. She'll chip it deep into the zone. Fast will skate after it. A lot of Fast, whose game after the international break, Cheryl, I think has just taken another level. Really finding her stride here. She'll feed it deep in the zone.
She's certainly one of the best, if not the best, skater in the world. Her transition, she can close, and even when she does make mistakes, she can make up for it because in 3 strides, she's at the puck.
And she's shooting more. You look at some of her shots on net since coming back to the international break. 15 shots on net, only continues to climb.
Well, Troy Ryan said, listen, you might as well shoot because even if it gets blocked, guess what? You're going to get back.
She's got the speed as Cava looks for her second of the night. Common theme when these two teams meet each other, multi-goal nights for a player. Last time it was Jakes.
You see how Toronto, everyone has to come back in their zone to help support the puck. When it does move up, they're actually isolated, and that's allowing Minnesota to take away the neutral zone as Malte tries to change the point of attack.
Jakes and Mers had 2 goals each last time they met. Now it's Cava and Miller on the board. Fleming to center, Cunnin gets it deep in the zone. Campbell will play the puck and holds. That shot lands up high.
Oh, those awards coming out.
Ooh, it's a good time of year.
Love it.
Playoffs just around the corner as the regular season winds down here this week.
And the first draft, or the second draft, coming in Minnesota in June.
Exciting ahead. So much to look forward to, PWHL hockey fans. Forward battle, Krasova right in the middle of this. Victoria Bach will pull it out in the hands of Cava. Now to the point, slap shot. That will hit the netting, so we'll get a stoppage of play with 3:39 to go in the first period. Playing with confidence, and Malte as the stack line tries to let that wrist shot go. Fast cuts back, looking for a better option. Quick pass to Turnbull. The captain through traffic, turnover chance. Heisey back, Cava holds, and Campbell will make the stop. As the Soupy chance continue, an excellent stop by the go-to goaltender. Miller now deep in Minnesota zone. Strong power play goal earlier in this period. Spooner trying to feed it out front for Turnbull. Laurent calling for a switch. Flanagan jumping in on the play. A great call by the veteran defender.
Well, that was a really nice play just to steer up on Cunnin, make sure that you've gapped up. I think today's terminology is surf. I think you're going to start surfing.
I'd love to go surfing.
Yeah, well, surf on the
Try to
ice. Go skate.
surfboard.
Kenzie Lalonde.
Lawrencetown Beach in Nova Scotia, a great place to surf. Howard now along the boards, trying to win it ahead as Nurse pulls out the loose puck. Back for Brittany Howard, she'll gain speed. Howard on the outside. 2 goals, 5 assists on her season. Battling hard against Channel. Fleming stepping in for help.
Well, and what you don't see off the puck is that Emma Malte is driving the mid lane, but she's on the inside of the defender, and she's on the inside of the player because she wants to be available for the puck. And that's coming off of a huge Minnesota opportunity created off of a turnover. It looked like Toronto made a nice little pop play to Blair Turnbull to be able to get out. You beat the pressure right here, and then she comes up the middle of the ice, and that's where the turnover happens. And you got the puck on Heisey's stick. I'm thinking up here, shoot that puck, Heisey. But Kristen Campbell makes it a real nice play to push across and make the save on Cava.
Heisey's last goal, March 13th. It was against Boston, but she's done well against Toronto this season. She had a 3-point night in their first ever meeting back on January 10th.
Well, Michaela Cava has 5 goals as well, but thought the opening might have been there for Heisey, but you can understand why you want to distribute that puck, get Kristen Campbell moving side to side in her crease.
Word battle in front of Minnesota's bench. Willoughby comes out with it. Knowles skates into it. Fast, trying to connect with Connors at center. That puck will go deep in the zone. Stack line out in front. That puck gets moved ahead by Shepherd's. Penalty on the way. More look at special teams. Toronto. Haven't seen a whole lot of power play goals between these two groups. Shepherd back for Jakes. Minnesota looking to pull ahead. Long shot from the blue line. It will hit the netting.
49 shots on goal so far with Minnesota in her 13 games. Played over 23 minutes against Boston. So she's certainly seeing a good portion of ice on the back end to provide that shot and offense.
Heisey taking the draw against Malte, which has been a bit of a shake here. Malte will head off. Turnbull will step in. Out in front. A loose puck. Zumwinkle looks to be first on it. Player with power play goals on Team Minnesota is Zumwinkle. Jakes lets the wrist shot go. Campbell will hold on.
But you have to fight for 50-50 pucks, and I thought that Emma Malte really jumped off of this face-off to be able to get to it, and you can see that it comes right up, and you can see the foot race right there, gets a stick out, but what a beautiful play. Cut back by Izzy into the middle of the ice. See a little bit of a triangle up high, throwing it to the net, and he rebounded, and there was going to be a player there to get a second shot opportunity.
Minnesota getting their looks here on this power play. Their first of the game. Nurse now battling hard. Rougeau just trying to wind down this clock as the puck floats to center. Under 45 seconds to go in the first period. Heisey will set up shop and behind Rooney. Leaves it for Sophie Jakes. Leads it ahead, Quinn Schofield, far side pass. Heisey gaining speed. Shepherd, Heisey, a chance. Killer Heisey! Quinn Schofield in the slot. A rebound chance, a scramble in front of Campbell's crease. Everyone looking for the loose puck. It just can't be found. Everyone grabs the snow off their mask. Well, never a fun time when that happens.
Well, I mean, that give and go is just beautiful. Look at that wide stance by Heisey. She's on her onside, and that's all to shield. I think this goes off Kendall Coyne Schofield's skate, but again, just a beautiful play on the onside. Little give and go with Shepherds there. And look at that wide stance to shield that puck. She wants to make sure Monroe can't get into her passing lane. And she distributes. You can see Kendall Coyne Schofield, the dog on a bone, as I say, then front, trying to put it away.
Under 20 seconds to go in the period. Cava looking for a play out in front. Kelly Panic will chase after it. Minnesota closes out this first on the power play. Very clear by Toronto. Rooney will come out and provide support. Final seconds here. Steckline will play it safe and keep it to the perimeter. Hooking call. Wow. So Minnesota is going to start this second period rather on a 5-on-3. When head coach Troy Ryan first got into women's hockey, his first ever team, he coached the 2015 Team Nova Scotia Canada Winter Games. Who is his goaltender? Carly Jackson. So he has known her for quite some time. Allie Monroe as well. And now the two suit up for him on a nightly basis with PWHL Toronto as they open this second period on the penalty kill. Huge chance for Minnesota. A 5-on-3. Just under 30 seconds to go as we are all tied up at one. Kenzie Lone with you alongside Cheryl Pounder, Reagan Subban, rinkside. And a big game here tonight. A lot of playoff implications on the line. Minnesota still looking to clinch. On the blue line. Zumwinkle heads back for the loose puck. She'll send it down low. Heisey. Back up high for Zumwinkle. Weighing her options. Sophie Jakes has a lane. Tops it off. Back to Jakes. A one-time shot. Campbell with a pad save. Heisey back in control. Feeding it out. Tipped in front. Kelly Panic with a grade A chance.
A couple opportunities there. Renata Fast is out on the forecheck here. She comes out of the box, and now 5-on-4 for Minnesota with a couple of glorious looks.
What a chance for Kelly Panic, a net front on this power play for Minnesota.
It's always about taking the ice that is given. You can see that they're spread here, but they are able to walk in and shrink the zone, so they're able to get that puck to their option A, the shooter up top, that is going to be Jakes. Then Izzy working some magic, drawing to her and going diagonal cross, crease. Panic's right there, just unable to corral that puck and put it in. Yeah, Izzy was 51% over on the season. Panic over 53% and wins that one.
She was only behind Marie-Philippe Poulin at the Women's Worlds for best face-off percentage at the most recent World Championship. Kelly Panic, one to watch here is with a chance. Moments ago, power play continuing for Minnesota. Flaherty on the outside, tries to feed it back in front. Giving time for Monroe to pick it up and send it the distance.
Well, Flaherty had to put that on her forehand to make that pass, and when she did, the puck was just knocked away. If she was on her onside, I think she would have been able to distribute it.
Under 30 seconds to go on Minnesota's power play. Cava looking to support the puck. Big collision just along the half boards. Another at center ice. Bodies flying everywhere here in Toronto. Below the goal line, Renata Fast will pick up the puck. Spooner through center. Gaining speed, Natalie Spooner, short-handed on the outside, tries to chip and chase. Sophie Jakes heading back the other way. Kayla Cava through traffic, gets it a piece as Campbell drops the glove, and out comes Emma Malte, and we'll return to 5-on-5.
Well, you got to make good when you are able to separate the player from puck, and you have it on your stick. You got to get it down the ice, and see Renata Fast with a beautiful hit. Recognize Spooner's taking a away as she's coming back door. Beautiful little hit, and then this is a great play by Renata. She knows that she's got a split forecheck. She waits, she holds, and then she pops it above the goal line. That's just brilliant to be able to make that pop play, and the little pause to draw in enough that when she kicked it out, she'd beaten the coverage.
3 shots landing on Minnesota's player advantage, but now we're back to 5-on-5. Flanagan gonna poke check that puck ahead. Jakes retreats. Now feeding it up high, LaRock fabs it over to Flanagan. Kogan looking to become a passing option. Flanagan finding Sam Kogan, the Ottawa native, chipping it deep in the zone. Blair Turnbull will chase after it. Turnbull, who has scored in 2 of the 3 meetings this season against Minnesota, looks to head on the back check as Condon gets taken down. A penalty here against Hannah Miller. Minnesota is going to go back to the power play early in the second period.
Minnesota's got to make good on one of these opportunities.
0 for 2 on the player advantage so far. 5-on-3. Face-off deep in Toronto zone. Great win back by Blair Turnbull. Point Schofield will chase after it. Stolen away by Zumwinkle. Looks to feed it ahead. Jakes will drop down. One further as Minnesota tries to start this cycle, and Toronto looks to keep it to the perimeter. Board battle ensues. Everybody, all hands on deck. LaRock sees if she can pull this puck out. Zumwinkle to Jakes. She'll walk the line. Sophie Jakes near side. Heisey spins back. Taylor Heisey protecting that puck, looking for an opportunity. She feeds it down low. Shepers hard below the line is fast. Playing a physical game here tonight. Cava on the back check as Shepers heads to the bench. Now Malte chasing on the kill. Taylor Heisey battling hard against Malte. Jake steps in for help. Grace Zumwinkle. We've seen her score a beautiful power play goal just a few games ago. One-time slap shot from the top of the circles. Can she do it again here tonight? Heisey lets it rip. A slap shot by Heisey as she looked to break through. Ali Monroe blocking the shot.
And she gets right in that shooting lane, and she's square to Heisey on that shot, and that's a shot typically that Heisey doesn't take. She often looks to distribute the puck before she shoots it, and Ali Monroe read it perfectly.
Heisey 9 assists now on her season. Spooner looking to feed it ahead. Nurse trying to gain control here. Under 30 seconds to go on Minnesota's 3rd power play of the game. Stackline pulls it back. Flaherty. Minnesota looking to regroup as they feed that deep in the zone. Blade offside on the way. Kelly Panic recognizes she'll head back across the blue line. Opts to go for a change as Toronto heads up by Spooner through traffic. Two big bodies battling hard. Spooner and Stackline now in the corner. Back to play here as Miller comes out. No shots landing for Minnesota on the power play.
Oh, that's a great kill by Toronto.
Cut in on the outside. Up in the 10th round of Minnesota. Feeds it around. Spooner takes a look. Drops it back. Knowles, one further. Near side for Flanagan. Bookbinder heads back to the blue line. Knowles back up ice. Spooner stuck in the feet. Luderak chasing after it. Spooner flipping this deep into Minnesota zone. Channel first on it. Toronto sitting in first in the standings so far, 41 points. The clinch playoff, can they finish first? Allowing them to select their semi-final opponent. They need a regulation win. All Minnesota needs is 1 point tonight to clinch a playoff spot. Connors on the outside. Chance for Comfort, her shot just wide. Great back check. Brooke Bryant disrupting that play for Toronto. Brittany Howard using her speed. She'll get pinned up against the boards. Flaherty making it difficult. Picked up the secondary assist on Cava's opening goal. Primary assist rather. Now it's Nurse, top of the circles. Takes a look. LaRock in the soft ice. What a feed from Sarah Nurse.
Jocelyn LaRock just diving down that weak side. It's beautiful timing to be able to get that shot on net, and that perimeter movement got everyone moving around and chasing the puck on Minnesota, and it opened up the lane beautifully. great shot and
And
anticipation.
Here she comes again. Sarah Nurse on the outside, waits, delaying up traffic, lets the tough angle shot go. Out in front, looking for a secondary play to Malte. And we talk a lot about Sarah Nurse's goal-scoring ability here in the PWHL, which she's done on the international stage in recent years, but her vision, how great she is in the corners, the strength in her game, makes her that complete player that we see consistently. Bach now, looking to win this battle. Heisey getting a better factor. Gaining speed, Taylor Heisey, the first overall draft pick.
Well, and she put it behind the net, and then she went in on the hunt to the opposite side, thinking that she could fool Kristen Campbell, but she came out to play that puck.
Deep in the zone, no chasing after it. Heisey in front, into the hands of Rebecca Leslie. She'll celebrate her 20th birthday in a few days on May 8th. Birthday shout to Gwen Knox. Celebrating her 70th birthday here tonight inside Mattamy Athletic Center. Five goals in the last 2 games for Sarah Nurse, that hat trick. A milestone for her. It's Connors. Chips it deep in the zone. Jesse Comfort will skate after it. Northbrook, Illinois, up in the 5th round. General Manager Gina Kingsbury with Toronto. Also LaRock, now in the corner. Clarity skating after it.
Nice job by Emma Greco there, just to close on her player quickly and force that puck to go across the goal line. And you want your deep partner and you want your forwards to be able to anticipate once you've separated that puck. Nice play by her.
Also LaRock pulling it back to safety. Comfort, quick pass looking for Connors. Urak looking to reverse the play. Stack line up for Bookbinder. As the regular season starts to wind down, you go back to the beginning. 8 of the 10 games were won by the visiting team when this season first started. Minnesota was the only team to have won on home ice at the beginning of the year. Turnover chance, Natalie Spooner, backhand shot, Rooney with the save, and Hannah Miller had a chance on the rebound.
Well, this is a favorable matchup for Toronto, and when you look at their lineup, you can go, hey, which line is your number uno and which one's your second? But Natalie Spooner is on the ice and up against the third line for New York. You can see the puck just gets turned over in that high ice, and who's coming down? It's Natalie Spooner. It's a diagonal 2-on-1. You can see Miller's just unable to corral that. She's on her backhand side, so when it comes off of Rooney, she's unable to collect that rebound and put it in. But Natalie Spooner in that slot area, it's a reason why Toronto is first in the league in terms of the inner slot shots on net.
That puck will go deep in Toronto's zone. Schaffer is battling hard. His roommates was Sophie Jakes, which first came over to Minnesota. Spent time together at the Ohio State. That board battle continues on to the left of Kristen Campbell. Schaffer seeing if she can pull this puck out. She'll find success. Not much room though with Natalie Spooner. Stuck on her. Minnesota trying to start this cycle. Board battle continues.
Well, for Toronto, who plays a hard, heavy game, this is exactly where they want Minnesota. They know that they can shut down the cycle. We saw it even on the PK, just how quickly Toronto can close.
High shot from Lee Steckline off the backboards. Toronto spins it to the corner. Bookbinder chasing after it.
A smart play by Lee Steckline. She's done that a few times now. Probably recognize the bounces. Any athlete in warm-up will often do that. Just throw them off the backboard and see where that puck comes out. Familiarize themselves with the bounces of the rink.
They're Turnbull now in the zone. Open the scoring at the big Bell Center game. Just their last week. Over 21,000 fans there that night. Howard with patience. Nurse with a shot. Another chance. Penalty on the way. Toronto's going to go to the power play here. Sarah Nurse will take this face-off for Toronto deep in Minnesota zone. To the power play they go. Hannah Miller in the first period cashed in on the power play. Can they make it two? Back-to-back power play goals now. Look at the game against New York. It was Nurse on the power play. Miller here tonight, and she had another chance here on the slot. Battling hard in the corner. Miller drops it off for Spooner. He's been the power play specialist this season. Now Fast to center, far side, Malte. 4 forwards and a defender here for Toronto. Malte taking a look, back to the point for Fast. Winger options and shot, tip, and she scores! Natalie Spooner net front, but of course, her 17th of the season.
Natalie Spooner right in her wheelhouse. And I mean, she is just unbelievable at finding ways to get her puck, her stick on that puck. Look at her just in front of Maddie Rooney, how she pops out because she wants to make sure that she is an option, presenting that forehead to get back in front of Rooney. And then the timing to be able to get the stick out as Emma Malte goes low to high. Renata Fast pulls it to one side of the ice, her strong side. She recognizes she has the lane. Listen, it doesn't have to be a blistering shot. It has to get through, especially when you have the likes of one of the best in the game in that area, and that is Natalie Spooner.
Her 6th power play goal of the season. Natalie Spooner, point total now at 24. She just picked up her 17th goal of the year. She's had 7 multi-point games so far. A remarkable season for the 33-year-old from Scarborough, Ontario. As you hear the crowd roar for Spooner.
Well, you also notice that in that Hannah Miller goal, she was in the high slot, much different than that set where she was in the paint. So changing it up, and listen, when you are not predictable as a power play, it is so difficult to defend because you know that you're constantly changing to read the options. So Natalie Spooner high on that first goal and low on the second power play goal.
Keeping these teams guessing as Toronto in playoff mode. Minnesota trying to get there as Comfer lets a tough angle shot go as Rooney will make the stop.
Well, you open up lanes on the power play, but how you move off of the puck. Sarah Nurse also did a real nice job of circling the zone, seeing if she could also draw some coverage. See how it's pretty static right now, and Renata Foss recognizes, listen, I'm just going to throw it to the net because I got the likes of 24. That is numero, I think it's Van Kattler, isn't that right? Isn't that in French? 24, as she is net front and able to get her stick on it.
Monroe lets the shot go. Toronto piling on the pressure. Vasco trying to pull this puck out. Now along the board battle. Greco seeing if she can win this ahead. Victoria Bach trying to pull this puck out. So Malte now 2 assists on her night. Here to bring her assists total to 15. Monroe chasing after it, finds Flanagan on the far side. The two, a complementive duo for Toronto. Flanagan bringing that great shot, offensive mind. Monroe, a heavy, steady game. We will not back down from a challenge.
And you see, listen, Minnesota had ample opportunity on the power play, and Toronto comes up big on the PK, and then they capitalize. So specialty teams, the difference maker here.
Which hasn't been the story for these two this season. Only 2 power play goals coming into this game. Both have been from Toronto on their 16 goals for collectively. Stack line down low. Minnesota trying to heat up here in Toronto zone, but a diving play by Monroe as Campbell flashes the leather. It's been a great atmosphere, as it always is at Mattamy Athletic Center.
Well, and what I love about this year, that everything's coming down to the wire as well. Every game means something right now in the PWHL as it's winding down this weekend. You know, the playoffs haven't been set yet. Of course, the goal plan being introduced. Whoever is able to capitalize and clinch as well gets to choose their opponent.
New York, the benefactor, they will pick first overall in Minnesota when the June draft comes down.
Yeah, I love it.
Fighting for Fillier, but maybe not.
Yeah, you know,
a lot of great options.
There's a ton of great options, and whoa, there was almost too many players on the ice there for Toronto.
A lot of great players declaring for the PWHL draft as the second season right around the corner. Out in front, Howard keeps traffic at bay. Toronto chipping it ahead.
Well, and as you mentioned, Ken, it's too many players to even. You could talk about so many of them, but there's a lot of great defenders out there, some forwards. But the game is different in the PWHL, right, than it is at U Sport or in the NCAA. So it really depends what these GMs are looking for and how they want to construct their teams.
What is their need, and how do they feel it will best complement their group? Will be top of mind for general managers in June as they approach the draft. Minnesota had control as Toronto looks to get a much-needed change here. Malte will drop it back. Monroe will get the red line and try to send it the distance. It'll ricochet into the stands. Carly Jackson, part of the Isabel Cup championship team. The Toronto 6.
Be the Hanson sisters.
I love it. We still got the jerseys from Utica, New York. The World Championship was played at the Adirondack Bank Centers where they filmed part of Slapshot. So Cheryl and I doing our best Hanson sisters impression as that tournament went on. Minnesota here, down by 1. All they need is 1 point to clinch a playoff spot. After this, just one game remaining for them. They will take on New York May 4th. Toronto will face Ottawa to close out the PWHL regular season. Toronto battle here deep in the corner. With 3 to go in the second period.
And you'll notice that Renata and Jocelyn LaRocque are both in the corner. They're just pinning their players 1v1 at the top line for Minnesota, wanting to make sure that they can't get moving anywhere on the ice. You got Zumwinkle, just that power forward calling with so much speed, and Panic the glue who can just tie it all together.
Sackline 36 minutes against Boston back on March 13th. Shirley, you talked a lot about her minutes. Just, it is quite incredible. And you think how team dynamics will change, how minutes will be allocated, especially in playoffs. Heisey on the outside through traffic, drops it back for Cava. Open the scoring for Minnesota here. Bookbinder trying to feed it right back down. Cava, former teammate of Carly Jackson with the Toronto 6. Heisey tries to let the shot go. Krasova, Cava looking for a pass out in front. Great stick by Campbell. Second line not done yet. Lets the wrist shot go, but it will be blocked by Confer. Bookbinder, another attempt. High shot. Campbell makes the stop. I don't know how she saw that. A great stop by Kristen Campbell. Stack line winds, fires, and a huge save by Campbell off the far pad.
Well, it was actually the block shot by Steckline that created a little bit of confusion as everyone came out high thinking they could get the puck, and then Bookbinder was able to throw it to the net. I don't even say throw it to the net. She's got a bomb.
Minnesota gaining some momentum here. Jakes lets the wrist shot go. Loose pucks. LaRocque will jump on it. Anna Miller looking up ice. Connects with Spooner. Ashton on the power play and draws the penalty. Hooking is going to be the call. So more look at special teams here as Toronto heads to the power play, which has been so strong. They're 2 for 2 on 2 shots. So each shot they have taken on the power play, they have scored.
Well, and this comes off of the same pressure by Minnesota where they get a couple good looks on the net. They throw it to it, and Campbell's able to make the save even though she sees it at the last second. And the puck comes out. You can see Natalie Spooner. She's just driving. You know that she'll go left to right quickly, and she gets taken down. So a shift that was really strong for Minnesota winds up on the kill here, and Toronto has been lethal on the power play tonight.
A perfect power play, if you will, for Toronto. Rounding out with Flanagan along the blue line as Callie Flanagan picks up the puck. Malte with the one-time shot. Bach feeding it deep into the zone. Spooner will chase after it. Far side for Malte. 2-assist night for Malte so far. Spins back to the point. Flanagan blocks. Takes a look. Malte, top of the circles. Flanagan holds. Down low for Malte on the half boards. In front for Turnbull. Bach with a lane. Holds. Lets the shot go off the skate of Channel. Under 30 seconds remaining in the second period. Toronto power play will roll over to start the third period. Minnesota had the equivalent to start the second. Flanagan shot gets blocked. Nurse tries to pick up the loose puck. Malte helping her out. Victoria Bach down low for Nurse. Weighing her options. Nurse holds up to Flanagan. Callie Flanagan, power play goal in her season so far. She lets the wrist shot go, hitting the skates of Greco.
Troy Ryan talked to us about Flanagan, and she's quarterbacking this unit. Typically we see Renata Foss there, but she is quarterbacking it, and I thought that she manipulated the blue line very well, but Toronto will start with the power play in the third period. They've been dominant on it, went 2 for 2 throughout the game, and now they have an opportunity to go 3 for 3.
Off the face-off, Sarah Nurse wins it back, looking for Malte. She'll spin, trying to protect the puck as DeGeorge challenges. Pass now up high for Nurse. Down low off the backboards, looking for Spooner. Malte jumps in on the play. Now back up for fast. She'll go D to D. Hannah Miller lets the shot go. Chance in front. Great play for Sarah Nurse. Trying to tuck it in behind Rooney. Now up high for fast. Malte snaps it ahead. Miller lets the shot go. A quick wrister. Top of the circles for Miller. Looking for her second of the night. Steckline now. Battling hard. Trying to win it as Nurse feeds it to the point. Fast pulls it back. Showweight feeds it down low for Malte. Pushed up against boards by Channel. Final seconds of Toronto's power play. Fast. A strong stomp by Rooney. Out comes Brooke Bryant, and we're back to 5-on-5. Toronto landing 2 shots on the power play. Miller with another chance. Her shot just wide. As Around Fast goes for a change. Toronto in control. Malte's wrist shot gets blocked by DeGeorge. Now Nurse. Turnover chance. Chappers towards the end of her shift. Feeds it ahead.
Well, a few opportunities for Toronto there, and notably Miller, who got a goal on the opening power play opportunity, and you can just see the puck movement, but I thought that Minnesota did a nice job of clearing sticks, and particularly Lee Steckline. You heard Izzy after the first intermission talk about that long veteran stick. Well, she put it to good use.
Minnesota looking to tie this game. All they need is 1 point and they will clinch a playoff spot. Meanwhile, Toronto fighting to finish first overall, which allowed them to select their opponent in the first round of playoffs. Panic on the outside. Can't get by Flanagan.
Oh, Panic had 7 hits after the second period, aligned with Renata Fast, who was equal to the task. Ruseva was sitting at 5.
Center, quick change. Willoughby jumps off. I think the puck followed her. And she'll toss it back out on the ice.
Well, and you heard Ken Clee talk about the specialty team battle, and Minnesota hasn't been winning it. And Sarah Nurse getting net front on Maddie Rooney and getting that redirect, pulls it up to her backhand. But again, just having the foresight, recognizing when that shot's coming and getting right net front. She knows that shot is going to be on Rooney. And again, finding ways to get to the net and how you get to the net is critical. So for all the young athletes watching, keep your eyes on someone like Spooner driving that net. The Kendall Coyne-Schofields of the world, how they get lost in coverage. I think you learn so much from watching the game.
A lot more PWHL hockey on the horizon. So the regular season winds down. Heisey tries for the wrist shot. Jakes with the slap shot from the blue line gets blocked by Vasco. Jakes tries to pull it out. Channel will pull it back. Plymouth, Michigan. Mr. Channel go for a change. 2 assists on her regular season so far.
She played over 18 minutes as well last game.
Puck out in front. Jakes, a snap shot as Campbell was ready. For Sophie Jakes since the trade coming over to Minnesota. The fewest minutes she has played a game, 21. Certainly has been continuing to play an elevator role, and her minutes just continue to climb. Rooney right now without her stick. She watches on the battle in behind. Great pass over by Cunnin. Rooney back in settled position here.
Well, and I think for someone like Sophie Jakes, her gift is her shot and her on the offensive side of the puck. So you want to put her in those situations to be successful.
East deck line through traffic. Behind Budarak on the far side. Now Spooner on the attack. Stack line, those are 2 big bodies. Spooner trying to win it ahead.
Well, listen, Spooner says, I may not be able to get around you, so I'm going to go through you.
Larocque now on the outside. Pushed off by Greco. Fleming trying to feed it ahead. Budarak chasing after it. She'll go for a change. That puck goes deep in Toronto zone.
That's another nice play by Greco on Howard, just making sure that she's taking away that neutral zone. And I've liked her gap tonight. I've liked the way that she separated the players from pucks. Only played shy of 11 minutes last game, but I think she's been solid defensively tonight.
Nurse looking to be first on the loose puck. Finds Malte. She'll spin back. Flanagan will head back to center. Coming into this game, Toronto has outshot Minnesota each first period, but it was Minnesota that outshot Toronto here after the first 20 minutes. Cava that opened the scoring. Miller responded on the power play. Now Sheppers on the outside to George, looking for the draw pass. Monroe to center. Comfort helps out, feeds it back to the far boards. Monroe back for Comfort. Toronto with pressure. Willoughby on the outside. A high shot right over the head of Rooney.
But that's a quick release shot. Victoria Bach showing some skills.
Great save by Rooney. This is her first meeting against Toronto this season. 5-2 record so far. 2 shutouts as well. Panic, back for Flaherty. Top of the blue line. Shot here just wide as Campbell gets tied up fast. Causing havoc here. Her and Cava really giving it to each other in the slot as Toronto comes in with speed. Rebecca Leslie on the outside, pulls it back. Leslie tries to let the shot go. Bach finishing the play. Now Turnbull down below the goal line. Spin across. Toronto with numbers deep in the zone. Fast picks up the puck. She'll spin back. Looking for a better option. Fast in full control. Trying to outwork counterpoint. Schofield, a challenging task. Puck's loose. Cava will pick it up.
Well, Victoria Bach is just another outstanding shift. Her and Leslie, they're both highly skilled players, and when they get some speed going towards the opposition's net, they can make things happen, and that's exactly what they did on that shift.
Ariane Rougeau from Beaconsville, Quebec, battling hard with Zamwinkle. She'll get taken down. McBody's now in control. Zova trying to feed it ahead to the point. Steckline walks. Tries for the wrist shot. Spooner, a chance. A breakaway for Spooner. Here she comes, looking for 18, and she gets it. Who else but Natalie Spooner? A 2-goal performance in Toronto.
Whoa, Natalie Spooner! I mean, you get in the shot lane, you get the block, you get on your horse. There's no way anyone is catching you, but look at this. Bob Bush the other way, backhand, forehand. Maddie Rooney pulls her outside of her crease, and she's on the straightaway. She presents forehand, backhand, forehand, and in the empty net. That's just a beauty with a stall, and you see that wide base stance. Sells the fake, forehand, backhand, buries it. Natalie Spooner at her best.
Her 4th 2-goal night. Let's not forget the time she had a hat trick back against Boston on February 14th. 18 goals for Natalie Spooner. This is just her 23rd game. 1 more to go. An incredible season for Spooner, and she just keeps getting better. A tip in front, Malte. Looking to add to her 2 helpers. Toronto with momentum here in the 3rd period.
Listen, Natalie Spooner, I think she knows she scored this goal. I think everyone in the building, the moment she gets in on the straightaway with the season that she's had, the timeliness of her goals, really she has been a huge part of that comeback, coming back from a slow start in the season. They go on the 11-game winning streak. You know that Kristen Campbell was a big part of that as well, but Natalie Spooner has lit the lamp so many different ways and at critical times, but confidence and conviction personified.
Silky mitts for Natalie Spooner.
I'll say that again.
A great goal, a highlight reel one at that. As Howard feeds it to a Nurse in a tough collision after the play. Sarah Nurse getting up here with a heavy hit at full speed.
Oh, that was a play. When you talk about net driving, we just come off a clip of Natalie Spooner and Sarah Nurse going to town. She is driving the net. She recognizes it's on the outside. Howard says, listen, I'm going to draw, continue to draw. I'm not coming in because I recognize that Sarah Nurse has gotten to the middle of the ice, got gained inside position for that redirect, takes herself down in the process because of how hard she's working to get on that puck.
3-1 Toronto leads. Regulation win. They clinch first. And will select their semi-final opponent fast, trying to drop it back. Kelly Panic pressing hard. Back up the other way. Caitlin Willoughby being steered to the boards. Cava first on it. Open the scoring here tonight. Cava getting her 5th of the season. Natalie Spooner, though, has 3 game-winning goals at home this season. And right now, with the way this game is unfolding, she's here to make her 4th game-winning goal as Willoughby drops it off for Comfort.
Well, considering she has the 2nd and 3rd goal of the game, she's sitting pretty.
Connors ricochets, that'll hit the netting with 11:09 to go in the 3rd period. Crazy to think goaltenders back in the day, Cheryl, didn't even wear masks.
Incredible.
Long before my time, but my goodness, Warriors.
I had the opportunity to meet Johnny Bauer, Mr. Johnny Bauer, and just remember the size of his hands and talking about the number of pucks that he did take.
Heisey cutting to center, looking for a pass off to Zumwinkle, the 2 Gophers. Trying to find a way here, down by 2 in the 3rd period. Minnesota looking for a point here tonight. Monroe spins back away from traffic. Heisey pressing. Turnbull picks up the puck. Claire Turnbull on the outside, looking for Bach along the boards. Jakes keeps the puck in. She'll flip it deep into the zone. Zumwinkle will chase after it. 10 goals on the season for Zumwinkle. Out in front, chance here, rebound. Campbell staying strong as it's chaos in front. The puck is loose. Shepard's trying to pull it out. As Campbell puts the paddle down, we'll get a stoppage here. But at large, and her influence coast to coast, she's coaching at Mount Allison University, near side of her hometown of Amherst, Nova Scotia. She continues to give back, and you see her friends and family really enjoy that of her and cherish her time.
Well, in pregame, Troy Ryan talked about just her being the consummate teammate.
And right now, Toronto sitting comfortably 3-1. Turnbull trying to let the shot go. Toronto's captain here in the slot. Deep in the zone, Steckline chasing after it. Foul now on the far side. Jakes hoping to pick it up. Next up for Minnesota, they will take on New York to close out the regular season. And Toronto has Ottawa. Steckline trying to feed it ahead. Puck will go the distance as Renata Fox picks up the pace. Counterpoint Schofield not far behind. Malte spins back. 2 assists on the night for her. Looking for Brittany Howard. Drops it back. Fast. Takes a look. Looking for Nurse at center. There at Nurse with the dangles. Nurse heating up here in Toronto.
Well, that's a great play by her because through the neutral zone, the pass was in behind her, so she had to receive it when she was moving forward and pull her hands behind her to be able to receive it. And again, it's just a little bit off, but as an athlete, that's really difficult. But then she's able to get her to corral it through the legs and then catches up to the puck for a quick release shot. And vintage Sarah Nurse.
What a play. Toronto now with some jump in their step. Under 9 to go in the 3rd period. Heisey reversing the pass. Bookbinder trying to pull this puck out. Bookbinder feeding it ahead, looking for Heisey.
And it seems that Toronto's playing a 1-2-2 on that forecheck. So really wanting to make sure they're staring at that first player, but wanting to make sure they're not giving up any odd player rushes and to make sure they're above the passing option when they are in the offensive zone and that puck switches hands.
Spooner, 2 goals here tonight to keep the streak alive. Multi-4 nights for a player in each meeting between Toronto and Minnesota. Now a chance. Connors a high shot. Toronto getting some breaks here. Aggie Connors, 3 goals, 3 assists on her season so far. Looking for her 4th. Greco now up ice for Minnesota. Zumwinkle will chase it down. Flanagan on Dremsova. In on her tail. Panic takes a look. Zumwinkle trying to pull it out. Hitting the net. Now will bounce out.
Well, we've seen that a few times by Grace Zumwinkle. It's quintessential Zumwinkle from below the goal line. You think she's out of real estate, but she forces her way through to the net. We've seen it a few times from that area so far tonight.
Get it moving. Let's go. Get it moving.
Greco punching this puck down deep in the zones, taking Monroe with her. Zumwinkle taking a shoulder check, trying to find Sova deep in the zone. Comfort trying to get by her. Zumwinkle, the high stick play here, hoping to let Toronto touch it, so it will be waved off. Willoughby trying to start the cycle, finding Zumwinkle instead to the point. Load, a shot here. Puck pops out as Monroe bats it away. Zumwinkle pressing, a chance. Willoughby now on the turnover.
Well, that Flaherty shot from the point went up and in the air, and it might have gotten in behind Kristen Campbell, but Ali Monroe just batted out of the air to make sure it was staying away from that goal line. It'll be interesting to see when Maddie Rooney gets called here, and then with this 2-goal deficit.
Minnesota will give it all they have, looking to avoid a 4-game skid. And push for playoffs as it's coming down to the wire in the PWHL. Finally, regular season action. Playoffs start next week. Toronto will have home ice advantage to start off. Coca-Cola Coliseum. Fleming out wide for Minnesota to Jakes. She'll load. Her shot gets blocked by Rougeau. Now a chance, Victoria Bach, one-on-one Bach, she has Leslie with her. Bach will hold, cuts in, and tries to the shot. Great challenge by Rooney.
Well, Bach had Leslie right away if she was able to move that puck, and Leslie would have had a nice opportunity, but the stall was nice as well. Just forcing the D to move, and then Bach taking the ice.
New York has clinched the first overall draft pick for next year. The draft order points, and Ottawa, Boston right there, tied right now in their points. And Minnesota, we're hoping to get a win here tonight under 5 minutes to go.
Well, in Ottawa and Minnesota, certainly we're in the driver's seat in terms of dictating their own fate.
It's been a different story here since the international break for teams like Minnesota, Ottawa. On the far side, Minnesota pressing hard here to George. Trying to win this puck. Shepherd's helping her out. Down low for DeGeorge. Pushed off by Turnbull. Out of the hands of Blair Turnbull.
Well, the reality of it is they're keeping Boston alive.
Stack line. High shot. Boston has life in what at one point seemed like the pipe dream for them to make playoffs, and now very much in the conversation. Jakes, a strong save by Campbell. Looking up ice, trying to find Spooner. A 2-goal performance here against Minnesota for her second time of the season. Scored 2 goals back when these two teams met on February 3rd. It was a 4-1 win for Toronto right here at the Athletic Center. That game was also tied at 1-1, and then Toronto got 3 unanswered goals. So a little piece of history in the making again here tonight. Toronto with 3 unanswered goals. Stack line with the high shot. Izzy along the boards, helped by Zumwinkle. Quinn Schofield steps in as well for this board battle. Nurse, trying to see if she can pull this puck out. Minnesota in desperation mode here. Panic, working hard. Zumwinkle, Jakes, walks the line, feeds it across. Stack line, holds, back for Jakes. Zumwinkle with some room. Top of the circles for Grace Zumwinkle. Feeds it down low for Kelly Panic. Minnesota with the empty net. Zumwinkle to Jakes. Takes a slap shot. Stack line lets it go. It hits the back of Nurse. A rebound chance in front. Cleared to the corner by Toronto. Now, Heisey taps it off. Stack line. Escapes pressure. Panic. Snaps it in front. Heisey trying to let the shot go. Jakes keeps this puck in the zone. Zumwinkle to Jakes. Far side. Tech line. Rebound in front. Now into the corner. Toronto doing a good job of pushing these rebounds to the exterior. A board battle to left of Campbell. Panic tries to come out with it. Step line jumps in for help as Flanagan looks to win this battle. Malte and a chance. Emma Malte, an empty cage. Can she make it? Shoots and she scores. Malte finishing the play. Her 4th goal of the season.
This fan base absolutely loves Emma Malte because of her tenacity, and it comes off of some good opportunities here by Minnesota, moving the puck along the perimeter. You see Lee Steckline on that one-time side. Next here, Nurse with the block. with a good stick, pushing it to an open space and just skating onto it. And she has to be strong on her stick to be able to get that puck in the empty 4x6. And seals the deal with the insurance marker, another one. And it's like Minnesota's got to find a way to get a point in that last game or hope that Boston is not successful.
Montaigne with their second three-point night of the season. A goal and 2 assists now. Toronto, 4 unanswered goals. Minnesota opened the scoring, and then Toronto piled on the pressures. Power play, a big piece to their success here tonight. On the outside, Cunnin cuts in front, or high shot. Campbell makes the shoulder save. Under a minute and a half to go. There's sold-out crowd here in Mattamy Athletic Center. A dominant performance by Toronto.
And it would be the specialty teams that would set the momentum in this game. Toronto finding a way to get 2 power play goals, but Minnesota with their opportunities in particular to start that second period with a 5-on-3 for just shy of a minute.
Toronto becoming the playoff favorites here. Into this game on a 2-game win streak. They're looking for their 8th win at home. Final minute to go in this third period. Toronto a 4-1 lead against Minnesota in the 4th and final meeting. These two teams. Connors will battle hard here for Toronto. Under 30 seconds remaining. Both goaltenders are tested here tonight. This is Matty Rooney's first game against Toronto, 10th start of the season, and Kristen Campbell continues to be that go-to. Like Jackson backing her up for the first time this season. And what has been a memorable game on Pride Night here in downtown Toronto. PWHL Toronto gets it done. A 4-1 victory over Minnesota. Toronto will finish first in the PWHL standings and will select their PWHL